Well, the championship starts this Friday coming up, and I have predicted my championship table. So we're going to start 24th, and if we... That is not alphabetical order, but hey ho. We're going to start 24th, and we're going to look at the 2022-2023 season, because the team I'm putting 24th finished in 19th last season with 50 points, beating QPR on goal difference. No one would have thought they would have stayed up. I didn't think they were going to stay up last year. Their squad, not really any big players, except from maybe Cafu. I think Cafu's the only big player from Rotherham, and of course their manager Matt Taylor, who don't know him. But yeah, 19th finished last year. Not good, I don't think, for them. That's why I'm putting my 24th team as Rotherham. Prove me wrong, but I'm sticking with it. Now, we move to League One for the next team. Last season, this team got promoted in the playoffs. They finished third and got promoted in the playoffs. And they came back to beat Peterborough 6-1, which was a brilliant game and brought it to pens. 6-1. Peterborough were winning 4-0. And Sheffield Wednesday beat them 6-1. And then in the final beat Barnsley 1-0. Sheffield Wednesday, no one would have thought they would come up last year. I didn't. So I'd be shocked if anyone did. But I think they're going straight back down. Sheffield Wednesday, they're my 23rd team. If you look at their team, look at their squad. I don't really see any big names once again. That's why they're my 23rd place team. Now we go back to League One. And we look at the title winners. Plymouth Argyle. They finished first on 101 points yesterday. And even last season, even if they did get 101 points, they still only won the league by 3 points. That's how tight the League One was. Look at their squad. I think they're going to finish 22nd. They might have won the league, but I don't think they're a good enough team for the championship. I don't think they can survive relegation. That's why they are my 22nd place team. Now 21st. This team, last year in the championship, finished in 21st with 49 points, and I'm keeping them there. They stayed up last year. The Welsh team stayed up last year by 5 points. And I think they're going to stay up again. Just tight once again, but they are going to stay up. There's no way they go down Cardiff. I remember when they were a Premier League side. And they've got Aaron Ramsey now, but they're still going to go down. And Callum Robinson. They're going to stay up, but it's going to be tight. That's why Cardiff is my 21st place team. In 20th, this team finished 18th last season. I think they're going to struggle. Maybe, I don't think it will be so tight that they will have to come down to the final game. I think they'll be safe with 2 games to go. They've got 2 managers. I don't think Neil Warnock can do a good job at it. That's why. Huddersfield Town. On my 20th place team. Moving on to 19th. They finished 20th last year. I don't know what's happened to them. They got Asmir Begovic. He's a good player. But they're going to stay up. I just don't know what's happened to them over the last couple of years. They've just, if we look at their previous, where can I look? Their previous years, 20th, 11th. They went from 11th down to 20th. That's just, how does that happen to a team? That's why I'm putting QPR in 19th. I don't think they're going to do well next year. 18th place. They finished 11th last year. They were a Premier League side 2 years ago. And they're now 11th. And they're now finishing in 11th. I don't know what's happened to Watford. They're a weird side. They brought in... Where is he? Where is he? They've lost João Pedro and Ismail Assar. And they brought in a player that was a stupid signing. I can't find him. But there's no reason to bring him in. That's why Watford are my 18th place side. They're not going to struggle as much. They're definitely going to survive by a lot, but they're not going to get anywhere near playoffs. 17th now. They finished 10th, just 1 point above Watford. And they could do well, Swansea. But I don't know if they will. I don't have faith in Swansea to get near playoffs. I think give them a couple of years, rebuild their squad, and they might be able to. But I don't really think they can get anywhere near right now. That's why I'm putting them in 17th place. 16th. This team finished 12th last year, so I'm bringing all the mid-table teams down. Preston North End. Once again, I don't think they'll do bad, but I also don't think they'll do good. That's why I'm putting Preston as my 16th side. But the Championship is always hard to predict. 15th. This one wasn't hard. Birmingham. They've lost Jobe Bellingham. So I don't know what they're going to. Jobe was probably their best player. And they've got lucky that teams have downgraded more than they have. That's the only reason they're this high up in 15th. 14th. If this team keeps this player, they're finishing 14th, like last year. Bristol City. If they find a way to keep Alex Scott, then they're going to finish 14th. If not, then they're going to go to at least 17th, maybe 18th. Bristol City is my 14th spot. 13th, they've lost Bradley Dack. They've lost Ben Brinton Diaz. They finished 7th last year. They're going to finish 13th this year. Going through their side, they've lost big names such as Bradley Dack and Ben Brinton Diaz. And this team don't really show me a playoff fighting squad. That's why they're going to be 13th place. 12th for them. They finished in 15th last year, but I think they can build up towards the playoffs. Not get there yet, but can maybe challenge at the start of the season. Show some fight. My 12th place, Hull City. Now we move on to 11th. This team, right, it's a really out there decision. But I've put Ipswich Town in 11th. I think they can do bits in the Championship. They're in the Championship. I think they can do well. I really do. That's why I put them in 11th. They could do worse. I have faith in one of the teams, though. I put both of the other two teams coming up relegated. I think Ipswich can do well. That's why 11th place, Ipswich Town. Now 10th. We go back to the Championship. This team finished 16th. I'm putting them 10th. I like Stoke. I think they can do well. That's why I put them 10th. I've not really got much to see with the Championship sides. I just put them there. I've done some research. Don't really know how to say it. Coventry. Everyone was shocked to see them in the playoffs. Me included. They're not going to get it again. Coventry City, 9th place. They're going to fight, but they won't get it. Missing out they've got Ellis Sims, though, who's good. Missing out just about is 13th place Norwich. I don't know what's happened to them. I thought they were a yo-yo club, but Fulham stayed up. Norwich stayed down. And I think they're going to stay down another year. I think they're just missing out on playoffs. Now we move to the playoffs. No, we don't. We've got one more team before we move to the playoffs. And this team finished 9th. West Bromwich Albion is a team I'm just missing out on the playoffs. David Button, Ted Can, Kyle Bartley, all these players will miss out just about on the playoffs because I don't have faith that Carlos can bring this team back to the Prem. So, West Brom 7th. 6th. We're moving on to playoffs. The six teams left that could be in the playoffs are the 3 relegated sides. They are, of course, Leeds United, Leicester City and Southampton. And then 2 sides that have already been in the playoffs last year, Middlesbrough and Sunderland. And then the one team that missed out the playoffs, Millwall. They're these 6 sides that could be in the playoffs. My 6th place and getting knocked out by 3rd place in the semi-finals of the playoff is Millwall. If you look at their squad, I don't know how they missed out on playoffs last year, but I think they can get into the playoffs. I think, yes, they're going to come up against a tough side who finished 3rd and just missed out on automatic promotion. But they could give it a challenge. I think it'll be like a 3-1 overall, like with both legs. But Millwall are my 6th place. 5th. Now people are going to be thinking I'm joking, but I'm not. My 5th place team is Leicester City. I know that it seems mad, but just look at the keepers. Daniel Iverson, Danny Ward. They're going to lose Tielemans. They're going to lose all those big players. Yes, they got a good manager, and Harry Winks came in, and so did Harvey Barnes. But I think they'll get to the final of the playoffs, beating 4th place, but they won't win it. They'll come 2nd in the playoffs. They're finishing 5th for me in the league. I think they're going to struggle. 4th, the team getting beat by Leicester City in the playoffs. Going back to the Championship, Middlesbrough. They finished in the playoffs last year, but lost in the semi-finals. Yep. I'm putting Middlesbrough 4th, and they are losing to Leicester in the playoffs. Now, we have 3 teams left that 2 of them can get automatic promotion. Those 3 teams are Southampton and Leeds and Southampton that got relegated last year, and Sunderland, who lost in the playoff semi-final last year. My 3rd place, and this team I've actually said will win the playoffs against Leicester City. They'll beat Millwall and they'll win the playoffs. This team is Sunderland. I think Sunderland will get promoted to the Premier League, back in the top division of English football. I think they'll win the playoffs, so they will come 3rd, but they will win the playoffs. They've got Joe Bellingham, they've got Bradley Dack, they've got so many good players, and I think they will win the playoffs. My 2nd place and 1st place team. Let's just go with my 1st place team. My 1st place team is from the Premier League relegated. Finished rock bottom. Southampton, for me, is going to win the Premier League, which means Leeds United will finish 2nd. Both teams going straight back up to the Prem, but Southampton will win the league. I was shocked that they went down. Shocked, but they went down. They're coming straight back up. And with Leeds, they're coming straight back up. They're finishing 2nd, but they are coming back up. They got Caldalo, Eliane Meslier, Tyler Adams. They got so many good players, and I just think they'll come straight back up. So this is my league table for the championship next season. I'm sorry to Rotherham, Sheffield Wednesday and Plymouth, who will be getting relegated. My overachiever is, of course, my overachiever Ipswich Town. My underachiever is probably Blackburn, missing out on playoffs this year. My champion Southampton, my rock bottom Rotherham. And I will soon, on Thursday, this video will come out, so you'll be seeing this video on Thursday. On Friday morning, my predictions for the first championship match day will be coming out. Let's look at the fixtures quickly for the championship match day 1. Sheffield Wednesday vs Southampton. My first vs 23rd. Blackburn vs West Brom. My 13th vs 7th. My Bristol City vs Preston. My 14th vs 16th. My Middlesbrough vs Millwall. 4th vs 6th. Norwich vs Hull. My 8th vs my 11th. No, my 8th vs my 12th. Plymouth vs Huddersfield. My 22nd vs my 20th. Watford vs QPR. My 18th vs 19th. Stoke vs Rotherham. My 10th vs 24th. Swansea vs Birmingham. My 17th vs my 15th. Leicester vs Coventry. My 5th vs 9th. Leeds vs Cardiff. My 2nd vs 21st. And Sunderland vs Ipswich. My 3rd playoff winner versus my overachiever, Ipswich. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, notification bell on so you don't miss my predictions, my favourite home kits, my favourite away kits, my favourite third kits if I'm going to do them. And see you soon. Bye.